It is a development that has stunned the music industry and left millions of fans searching for answers. Blue has officially stepped down. Breaking news today regarding the season 20 sensation, Blue. Early this morning, representatives for the singer released a press statement that has effectively halted one of the fastest-rising careers in recent memory. While the public anticipated the announcement of a 2026 world tour following his massive success last year, the reality is a stark contrast. The statement confirms that Blue is canceling all scheduled appearances and indefinitely pausing his recording contract effective immediately. This is not a delay. This is a full departure from the public eye. Industry analysts are calling this unprecedented, given the projected revenue of his upcoming projects. However, the press release cites unforeseen personal circumstances as the primary driver, a vague explanation that masks a much more complex and heartbreaking reality developing behind closed doors in New Orleans. Today, we are peeling back the layers of this sudden exit to understand why a star on the brink of global fame would walk away from it all. To understand the magnitude of this decision, we must first revisit the extraordinary trajectory that placed the world at his feet. Just 12 months ago, Blue was a name known only to locals in the French Quarter of New Orleans. His audition for season 20 of America's Got Talent became a viral phenomenon, accumulating over 50 million views within a week. When pressed the golden buzzer, it signaled a shift in fortune that most artists only dream of. Blue didn't just participate, he dominated the conversation, finishing in the top 3 and securing a that crossed international borders. By early 2026, he was reportedly in negotiations for a multi-album deal worth millions. This context is crucial because it highlights the severity of today's news. Walking away now means leaving significant financial security on the table, security that was meant to change the life of his family forever. This isn't a case of a career fading away. This is a star extinguishing his own light at the very moment it was burning, leading us to ask, what could possibly outweigh the dream of a lifetime? While the television cameras captured the triumph, they often missed the harsh reality of the struggle that preceded the fame. Investigative reports into Blue's background reveal that his rags to riches story was not just a TV trope. It was a daily battle for survival. Before the golden buzzer, Blue was navigating extreme housing instability, often referred to as sofa surfing, while trying to provide for his young son. Our research indicates that the transition from street performance to national television was jarring. He went from having zero privacy and safety to being thrust into the limelight, a shift that psychologists note can be incredibly destabilizing. Sources close to the production of the show have anonymously stated that Blue often struggled with the sudden influx of attention, not out of ungratefulness, but due to an inability to process the rapid change in his environment. The narrative of the happy, lucky discovery often glosses over the profound disorientation that comes with it. It appears that the foundation of his new life was being built on ground that was still shaking from his previous hardships. Security reports have now surfaced suggesting that a traumatic event from his past continued to haunt his present. One aspect of this story that has been underreported is a severe safety incident that occurred shortly before his television debut. Police records from New Orleans indicate that Blue was the victim of a violent mugging near his busking location, an event that reportedly left him with significant physical injuries and lasting psychological trauma. While he performed with a smile, insiders suggest that Blue has been dealing with severe anxiety regarding his personal safety and the safety of his child. As his fame grew, so did the public intrusion. There were reports earlier this year of fans discovering his private residence, which allegedly triggered a severe response related to his past trauma. The music industry requires constant visibility, meet and greets, public appearances, and open travel, demands that directly conflicted with his deepening need for security and isolation. It is becoming clear that the lifestyle of a pop star was incompatible with his recovery from a very real, violent crime. We are now learning that the food poisoning incident during the finals was actually a cover for a much more serious issue. During the final week of the competition, viewers will remember that Blue nearly missed a performance due to what was officially labeled as food poisoning. However, Credible sources within the network have since clarified that this was a PR strategy to protect the artist's privacy. In reality, Blue was reportedly suffering from severe exhaustion and panic attacks. The physical toll of the competition, combined with the pressure to succeed for his family, resulted in a medical intervention behind the scenes. This pattern of hiding health struggles seems to have continued into 2026. The industry often demands that artists push through, regardless of their well-being, viewing missed dates as lost revenue. It appears that Blue reached a physiological limit that could no longer be ignored or covered up with press releases. Today's announcement is likely the culmination of months of untreated stress that has finally forced a complete stop. The most heartbreaking piece of this puzzle involves the man who saved long before the world knew his name. Multiple independent sources have confirmed that the primary catalyst for today's decision is a devastating health diagnosis within Blue's immediate family. His grandfather, a figure Blue has frequently cited as his father figure and the person who took him in when he was homeless, has reportedly been diagnosed with a terminal illness. The timing of this diagnosis coincided with the launch of Blue's promotional tour. This created an impossible moral dilemma: continue to travel the world to build his career, or return home to care for the man who raised him. In interviews, Blue has always prioritized loyalty and family over fame. It appears that as his grandfather's condition deteriorated rapidly in the last few weeks, the allure of the music industry faded completely. This is not a business decision. It is a personal tragedy that demanded his immediate and undivided attention. Tensions reportedly reached a boiling point this week between Blue's management team and his personal obligations. The music business is a machine that does not easily accommodate personal pauses. Reports suggest that in the weeks leading up to today, there was significant friction between Blue and his label executives. With millions invested in marketing and tour logistics, there was immense pressure on Blue to fulfill his contractual obligations despite the situation at home. We are told that ultimatums were issued, suggesting that if he did not commit to the timeline, the offers would be rescinded. Rather than bowing to the pressure, it appears Blue called their bluff. By walking away today, he has effectively chosen to breach contracts rather than breach his commitment to his family. This highlights a darker side of the entertainment industry, where artists are often treated as commodities rather than human beings facing life-altering crises. Blue's exit is a rare instance of an artist reclaiming their autonomy against a powerful system. For the digital detectives in his, the signs of this departure were written on his social media timeline weeks ago. Leading up to today's shocking news, analysts noted a drastic shift in Blue's digital footprint. Known for his daily engagement and live streams, Blue went completely dark on TikTok and Instagram starting 3 weeks ago. At the time, this was dismissed as studio mode, a common phase where artists focus on recording. However, looking back, the content he did like or interact with was telling: posts regarding mental health awareness, grief, and the importance of time over money. We can now see these actions as a silent cry for help or a signal of his shifting priorities. He stopped promoting his upcoming singles and ceased all interaction with other accounts. This digital silence was the precursor to his physical departure, a gradual withdrawal as he mentally prepared to cut ties with the persona of Blue, to return to being just a son and a grandson. The specific wording used in his final message to fans reveals a definitive shift in his life's philosophy. The statement released today was brief, but its language was deliberate. Blue wrote, "I spent years trying to be heard, but now I need to listen to what matters most." He explicitly mentioned his role as a father and a family member, notably omitting any promise of a return to music. This absence of "see you soon" or "taking a break" suggests a permanent or long-term exit. PR experts analyzing the text note that it lacks the standard industry jargon usually used to keep the door open for a comeback. Instead, it reads with a sense of finality. By stripping away the persona, the statement serves as a resignation letter not just from a tour, but from the expectations of fame itself. It frames his success not as a destination, but as a chapter that has now closed in favor of a more private, grounded existence. As the dust settles, the industry is left to reckon with the void left by a star who chose humanity over stardom. The impact of Blue's departure will be felt for some time. It has already sparked a massive conversation online about the sustainability of the current music industry model and the mental health support available to reality TV stars. Fans, while devastated, have overwhelmingly flooded social media with support, validating his decision to prioritize his dying grandfather. As for the future, it is unlikely we will see Blue on a stage anytime soon. He returns to New Orleans today not as a failure, but as a man who made the ultimate sacrifice for his family. In an era where fame is often pursued at any cost, Blue's walk away is a sobering reminder that some things simply cannot be bought or sold. We will continue to monitor this story, but for now, the music has stopped. Reporting for the network, this is the full story behind the headline.